Hey you guys, happy Easter. We are in Silver Lake, heading towards the junction. Actually, we might still be to East Hollywood, heading towards the junction, then down Sunset Boulevard towards downtown Echo Park. Take a walk around the park, get some beautiful sunshine. Right? I hate overdressing. I don't mind being bundled up for the winter time, but I just don't like having to go inside of places and outside of places and take layers off. Do you ever just, I'm gonna make sure my thing is on as bright. Cool. There we go. All right, I want to be able to see you guys chat. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming. Happy Easter. I hope you guys are having a delicious Easter dinner. If you're into that sort of thing. If you're not, like me and Joe, I am out walking today. Joe is home working on music for my channel, actually. So we can have a sort of theme song. And so I figured I'd go home and probably gonna make ground turkey. Maybe I'll throw some corn in, maybe I'll bust out the Easter Bunny salt and pepper shakers. We did have our smoothie in a Easter themed glass this morning, but we use those glasses all the time. Hey, JD Walker. We have a new sidewalk surfer, Andres. Welcome, Andres. Guys, this is all updated. Let me shout out my members before we start sweating and I forget. Members, thank you so much for the support. We should have 2 new level videos this week for you. I think Joe and I have got a little system down. We just bust our ass all day on Tuesday actually. Bicker. I'm kidding. It's a creative stress pool though. Hey, West Coast G, happy Easter. How's the pup? How's Carlos? We're trying to stay on the shady side of the street, which is a little less interesting because the other side of the street has the Erewhon. We can see who's celebrating Easter with a $20 glow smoothie. Anybody doing anything fun for Easter? I tried to look up fun stuff to do, and I couldn't find anything. I mean, Smorgasbord is happening on the other side of LA. And we're gonna go to that again sometime, but it's only great to go there when we're full of cash so we can get stuff. Last time we tried some really good vegan, I forget what. That was amazing. I'm just gonna walk this way up here. Because it's easier. So I figured we'd bust up a couple staircases and hills today. I want to get my leg work in. Hey Michael, how's the rest of your work, your shift yesterday? I like the idea, and I think I have to do it not as a live stream, but I've hiked up to Griffith Park before. It just looks incredibly hot up there. And it does get a little hot at the top of the mountain. So we're coming on Sunset Junction, or Sunset Boulevard and Santa Monica join. Osgay, happy Easter. Joe and I are not too Easter oriented, I guess that's what I could say, except, you know, the secular candy baskets and stuff. But I do love the pomp and circumstance of religion sometimes, and Easter's kind of an amazing day to observe. The Pope comes out. I never thought in my lifetime that I would be like, go Pope, but May 15th through 7th, the Utah State Fair block party, or Utah State Fair Park. I was kind of hoping that was here. It would be fun to see Lord and the XX. I feel like I've just recently heard something about Turnstile, but I could be wrong. So we're gonna walk on the shady side of the street up a couple blocks to the staircase, and then if nobody is like hanging out on the staircase, look at the staircase. It's a beautiful walk. Intelligentsia. We also have one on Hollywood Boulevard, but I don't really know if it's open or if it's just for rent. I love that bus. Star Magic, Reiki lady. The Yeasty Boys. Shout out LA Unknown mentioned the Yeasty Boys. I'm going to try a bagel from them. We really love the Brooklyn Bagel Company on 6th, which closes probably right about now, so half-price bagels. I'm kidding, I don't know that for sure. Don't show up there. But it's truly like one of the best bagels I've had in LA, except for this Canadian place that used to be in Beverly Hills. All right. I really need to find the shade as much as possible. I'm gonna go for some raw, not pasteurized juice. I mentioned we did have, I did make a smoothie before I came out today.
It's been really nice to plan something to look forward to.
This place actually has some of the best tacos when it's open, which is not today. I used to live a couple blocks over, a little closer to LACC, and we would sometimes walk here for tacos. I'm staying on this side of the street because it's shady. There's a lot of interesting stuff on the other side of the street. Once I get to Echo Park and do the lap, we may walk back this way. I may want to just walk back another way to change the scenery up. We can decide later. Oh, that's not a church anymore, it's a hotel. Kind of cool. I always wanted to live in an old church. Hey, XCX World, how's it going? Hey, you guys, welcome. Thank you. If it's your first time here, we're walking in LA. We walk about 5 days a week in Los Angeles, usually, county. Yeah, we like to talk about history, buildings, architecture, food, lots of food, music. Got a lot of decade lot of different decade lovers here. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for subbing. If you're lurking, thank you so much for lurking. We would love to have you subscribe. Please feel free to do that if you so deign. Like, subscribe, or chat. We gotta counteract that one person who hates every one of my streams. I know who you are. Just kidding. I don't care. It's probably a security guard, to be honest with you. Whoa. The sun is not. Oh yeah. The sun is not stopping. I wonder if Elio is out yet. I doubt it. I can't imagine wanting a hot pizza. Sorry, Joseph called to tell me the mic is rattling or making noises. Sound engineer, right? But I guess it's best to know. This is going to be a cluster expletive up here. But we have to walk through it because the staircase is a little bit beyond it. Okay, wish me luck. I'm just gonna barrel through this. Count how many dirty looks I get and give me a count at the end. None so far. Oh my gosh. Joseph, I am going to stop on the way home and get this Rosie the Bunny cake for your birthday. Actually, maybe you have to order ahead. So cute. I wonder if it's going to be on sale tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to sale Easter candy. I celebrate Easter tomorrow. Or maybe Wednesday. The sooner it goes on 75% off, the sooner I'm celebrating Easter. Some stuff closed today, actually, to be expected, and good for people closing so their workers could have a day off. It's always nice when you work retail or someplace that's open 7 days a week and the place closes for a day and everybody gets the day off. You don't have to worry about people coming in on your day off, your customers buying from other people. It's really a nice little bit of respite. The first staircase is right over here. We're gonna take it. We've taken this before. I am gonna. Whew. It will be good for us, right? The stairs. Okay. Probably like take it a little bit slow. Oof. We might bump into. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Okay. We just switched networks. We are now on the LTE network. Thanks, 5G. Whew. That was a sweat workout, I gotta tell you. So, long time ago, before everybody was obsessed by cars, Los Angeles had these trolley lines, and these stairs all connect the higher streets to the trolley up. I think we're gonna walk down now, just to get my signal back. I'm gonna try. Hey up. I might have to put a hat on. So hot. All right. They're kind of reinforcing the hills behind all of these businesses. This has got to be a great place to live. There's a breeze. I'm standing in the sun. It's so hot in the sun today, but you get this beautiful view of downtown Los Angeles, right? Kind of vintage apartment building, vintage houses. Thanks for walking with me today. Thanks for hanging out during the buffering. I really try to take routes that are a little different and off the beaten track, as well as, the normal ones. And some of them are untried and untested, so we buffer on occasion. Whenever I am walking somewhere, I'm a huge fan of path of least resistance. So if I were walking to Echo Park, I probably wouldn't take Sunset the whole way there, because you have to walk through too many people, as we just saw. We kind of always peak up around here. I think we're going to come down at joint hands. At heavy-handed, we are. But just really cool and very old-timey looking up here. I bet if we walked a little further, we could find another staircase that would take us back to Sunset. And going down a staircase is always easier. Hey. Oh my gosh, thanks, Miss MM. I'm glad you're here. Hey, T-Soups. Hey, XM Vibes. Guys, if I miss saying hi to anybody, super hot. Anyway, look at these cool apartment buildings. All right, back to the sun-drenched streets. Joe, you would be hating this walk. I forget how untree-lined Sunset Boulevard is. It's one of my favorite, I mention this all the time, favorite burger places. Heavy-handed. Not open on Easter. It gets really cute up here. It looks like they've kind of I love it. Spray paint car wash. It looks really kind of cool up here. It looks like they've done a little gentrifying. The other side of the street has more cute little houses, single houses it looks like. Maybe they're doubles. We love mixed, actually. We were eating back in the Uber Eats days. I feel like everybody went through this phase, but like after COVID, maybe during COVID a little bit, Joe and I would waste money overeating. And we went to mixed for salads all the time. Salads are almost ridiculous to go out and pay like $15 for, because I could make it at home really easily. Also, those salad bags that have the dressing in them, in a pinch, it's a really good salad. You just gotta add stuff to it. Hey, yeah. How would you like to live there, on that house, on top of the man-made ledge? Kind of looks spooky. I want to paint Walking in LA on one of these sometime. Not the whole thing, Walking in LA. You know I'll get busted too. Hey Mary, let me make sure I have said hello to everybody. Michael. Oh yeah, I used to go to Millie's like maybe 15 years ago. I think this neighborhood 15 or 20 years ago was just starting. I'm standing in the shade for a minute to catch my breath. Starting its gentrification cycle. I could be wrong. And I feel like it was a little more eclectic than when we used to have a foot. No, that's up ahead, the foot. But like these little holdover bars, I've only been to the Silver Lake bar once, but you know, they were still filled with old-timey Silver Lakers. All right, we got another little cafe block coming up. No shade to stand in. Maybe I could make some. Oh my god, hey Wile E. Coyote. Hey Nightbot. Thank you guys for watching and at least supporting human content. We love lurkers. Lurkers unite. Lurkers, feel free to give a chat, a sub, a like. We were lurking on our good live streamer friend Clay's live stream this morning. Clay is up in beautiful San Francisco. I think it would be cool to do like San Francisco, like 1 or 2 streams, although it's not my bag. I just don't know anything about the city. I could see myself getting lost easily. I was really surprised how trafficy it was where Clay was walking. Also, it was beautiful, but I felt like everywhere was as busy as this. I always think of San Francisco as being a little quieter. Hey, Lori. So when I first moved here, I was at the beginning of it. Right now, I'm at the beginning of it on Western. I don't live on Western, but over on Western near Melrose, between Santa Monica, that whole area is getting art galleried. And we love art, obviously. Also Koreatown, I think, is getting art gallery. We need more artists' workspaces. Places where poor artists, I guess myself included, could flourish and have inexpensive rents to create fantastic art. The veggie. Hey, happy Easter. One and all. That guy kind of looks like a grumpy face. Or a lion, sorry. I'm delirious from the heat. I mean, like, let's talk about LA. LA has survived going from the talkies to sound to being a place to make movies because of the weather, like the silent movies, talkies, radio, TV, cable. It's gone through all of this stuff here. And now Netflix is here. We're like in the new age. If this city is going to hold on to its, well, I don't know if it has a crown, not for debate, but like be an entertainment capital, it really does have to invest bottom up. I love Malcolm in the Middle. Do we need Malcolm in the Middle reboot? Like, isn't there an original idea out there? Again, I love Malcolm in the Middle. I'm not trying to start anything. I've seen almost every episode. That's going to be the worst. I like using ChatGPT. I'm not going to lie, because that would be lying. I want to be upfront about that. I use I can't even say it. I use ChatGPT for a couple of things. I take a lot of pictures from the live streams and turn them into thumbnails. Sometimes I want to change the coloration a little bit, and I don't have Photoshop. ChatGPT, I can't even say it. Oh my God, there's a flea market. Let's go. ChatGPT does that for me. Let's make sure I don't have to pay $10 to enter the flea market. Let's walk on the side of the flea market anyway, and if we can walk in for free, we walk in for free. I also I have to write a description of every single live stream I do. And I write it, and then I have ChatGPT fix it. And maybe change the tone sometimes. But I'm afraid for the day when it's just creating stuff from all of the stuff that I've put in there, or you put in there, or we as humanity put in there, and we cease to create anything new, but just keep revisiting and re-varnishing or what have you, what has already existed. The greatest gift humanity has is creativity. Don't you forget it. I'm not trying to proselytize here. And everybody can do something or be creative in some way, I think. It's gonna find it, or find what's fun to do creatively. All right, come on. There we go. Thought that light was never gonna change. So this is actually where our favorite pizza place is. I looked up stuff to do today. This flea market did not come up. There's usually another flea market way at the other end of Silver Lake called the Silver Lake Flea, even though it's Echo Park. So let's check this out, if we can. This is what it is. I can't read the screen right now, it's super bright on this side. I'm just gonna like whip in and see if we get busted. All right. We'll try to find shade. Wow. So much jewelry. I gotta watch out for music too. I really wish I had time to try jeans on. I'm always looking for jeans. If you guys want to see anything, let me know. I'm also a slight bit ahead of you. I thought it was... There's literally no shade here. I think I'm gonna get out. The smell of old clothes and no shade. Oh my god, I love maps. There's also an inside, which may be pretty fantastic, but something tells me we're gonna lose our signal in there. All right, I gotta get back to the other side of the street. Now I have 9 seconds. Just want to be in the shade, right? Whoa. You know, I feel like a lot of places got hit really hard by the pandemic. I feel like downtown Los Angeles was becoming kind of a thing before that. And then the pandemic. I also feel like interacting in the real world was already kind of on its way out before the pandemic, somewhat because of the internet. And so I think the whole pandemic made it easier to just be without going outside. I think that just kind of did it. For me, for a while, I didn't want to go anywhere. In fact, the first place I went after the COVID thing, I got COVID. I was going to be able to say I had no COVID, and then I got COVID after being vaccinated. And at a Lil Nas X show. It gets better. Right? It was crazy. I was pretty healthy. I had had a stroke like a couple of months before it happened. Was that related to COVID or no? I always wonder that. I was at a certain place, very international. So I always kind of wonder if I had COVID and that's what kind of caused it. But I also wasn't eating very healthy and vaping. There's literally a guy in the middle of the sidewalk with his face covered with a bandana, standing still. Kind of odd. I don't want to get in anybody's way. I think honestly the stroke thing and coronavirus, I have a little heart defect, so that's what caused the stroke. That and probably eating cheese steak a lot and fries. Now I just have the fries. This is really coming along. We are almost to Echo Park. It looks like the Firemen are having a Easter parade. Did anybody watch Easter parade today? It's a tradition, right? I'm gonna love getting to this park and all of its rich shade. Wasn't there a commercial about you can plant a tree today? I feel like the 80s, some ecology stuff. Oh, I'm gonna go. Thanks. It's very kind of them to not smash my legs in like Baby Jane. I drank a big water before we left. I almost never want to drink water out because I hate carrying it. I may get a water today at that 7-Eleven on the way back though. Oh, I got really confused. I thought you meant Zoom, like we're gonna Zoom up. But yeah, I think it was really bad for kids. I feel bad for people that had to go to school during that time and be young during that time. I mean, part of the excellent thing about being in high school is being around people and learning to like and dislike and get along with different types of people, you know? It's like kind of how you evolve as a human. What do you think of homeschooling? I'm always a little weirded by that because I feel like the kids don't get enough contact with other kids, you know? I mean, I guess if you're in the middle of Nebraska, what a gorgeous, gorgeous truck that is. I don't know. I was a weird little kid. I would have loved to have never gone to school and been educated by my mother. But I think I learned how to deal with a lot of different shit just by being around a bunch of other kids. Hey, Dagu, thank you so much. We will grab a water. I owe you some fireworks. Thank you for your contribution. Woo! I got something else too. I'm standing in the shade. I'm taking advantage of that. Let's get this cute kitty. Oh no, this dog. The pizza puppy's starting to make me jealous. That slice is always so good. I bet actually whatever kind of pizza that is probably not that good. It just looks good. Sometimes things are better in your memory. When we were at the grocery store last night, Nutter Butters were on sale for $3.99. I used to love Nutter Butters, those cookies that are shaped like a peanut, and they got peanut butter inside them. But for a while, they were like the most expensive cookie, like in the grocery store. I don't know if it's because they use real peanut butter. Let's let this bus go by, and people get on it. They use real peanut butter, but they were like, cool. They were like one of the most expensive cookies, but they were $3.99. I know they probably don't taste the same. Soda is really expensive. Everything shitty, which is probably good for America, is really expensive. But I do a lot of stuff to excess, but I also do a lot of stuff in moderation. I want a Snickers bar every once in a while, or a McDonald's land cheeseburger. I just don't want the Snickers bar to be $2.50, and I don't want the McDonald's land cheeseburger to be more than $1.50 maybe, or $1. $1 is a nice price. Hey, Amy. A $2.59 Snickers bar is just untenable, unbelievable. Also, I keep reading that they are changing the recipe for stuff because all of the ingredients are too expensive now. I kind of feel a little bummed out that I didn't get an Easter basket, and Joe did not get one either, so this isn't like a double cross, but that's kind of fun getting an Easter basket when you're a kid, unless it had the crappy candy in it. I remember those, I think they were Palmer's Easter bunnies, or a Russell Stover Easter bunny. There's no Godiva in my Easter basket, that's for sure. I'm getting you an Easter basket tomorrow when it's on sale. We're gonna go shopping for Cadbury eggs tomorrow. I feel like Cadbury needs to remarket that egg so it's not an Easter thing, but it's like a spring thing. The Cadbury egg also is way more disgusting than it used to be when I was a kid. It's literally feels like you're eating pure corn syrup. I feel like when I was a kid, Cadbury was like a high-level chocolate. Not quite Godiva, but a little more premium. I mean, Godiva is not Godiva anymore either. Listen to me, I'm a chocolate critic. Oh, I wanted to cross the street so bad. What was your least favorite Easter candy to get when you were a kid? I don't remember the name of my least favorite one, but it was like an egg shape, and there was not like a nougat inside, but some kind of like, I don't know, pure sugar, chewy stuff, and they were pastel colors. I'm gonna cross the street too. I know peeps are, I feel like peeps are something people feel very passionately about, except for me. I don't mind a peep, but I would rather just have a spoonful of confectioner sugar, TBH. Joe loves peeps. Loves them. I always used to eat the body. Wow. Yeah, same thing, Mary. Same thing. It was always sad. Like you would get to the head and then you would have to pick that like frosting eyeball off. I guess I kind of really liked coloring eggs too. Remember when there was a Easter egg kit where you could like swirl the eggs? It was almost like a tie-dye. I think it was a Paz. That's the only brand I ever remember is Paz Easter egg decorating kits. Yeah, Joe didn't like jelly beans. I do like jelly beans. Not white ones or pink ones, but I like the black ones, orange ones, or if they're like fancy Jelly Belly jelly beans versus just like the, I don't know, even know, Brock's jelly beans. I remember that. I'm dying to try Starburst jelly beans. Hopefully they'll go on the post-Easter candy sale tomorrow. I love this little neighborhood. Still quirky and fun and not quite affordable anymore, but hey, Richard Burnett, thanks for being here. Oh my gosh, I never thought of going to Amazon for an Easter candy sale, but that's a really smart idea. I should just fill like my Amazon basket and see if it goes down tomorrow. You know how Amazon will tell you if stuff goes down in price? Like that. I should fill my Amazon basket. All right, we're gonna go down this street. I wonder what's happening at the Foursquare church up here. Shout out Amy Semple McPherson. It's really kind of odd when I did a video on like Freddy Krueger way back in the day, and some of the Nightmare on Elm Street was filmed actually in Echo Park in these alleys. I'm just gonna cross the street to get a better look at the Foursquare church. The Angelus Church is what it's called now. Maybe always. Looks like they had a little hospital. I always think of Amy Semple McPherson as that 1930s, 1920s woman preacher with a Marcel wave and just like proselytizing, raising her fist. The glory to God. I'd like to kind of do a story on that, actually, for the members. It's fascinating. I want to know what it became. All right, we're coming up on Echo Park Lake. We're going to cross the street. I think I'm going to go counterclockwise. We usually go clockwise, but I feel like counterclockwise will start me off shady. If you need to tell me something really important, it's best when you notice that I'm in the shade, because that's the only time I can read the screen. Alright, counterclockwise, here we go. Oh, it's perfect now. Literally a nice breeze, dappled shade. Some geese. We're gonna go say hi to the lady in white, and then we're gonna start our walkabout. Joe, we should have packed a picnic and just come here. Maybe we should do that for a live stream a picnic. We make a really mean PB and J. Whoa. All right. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to film that kid. He's pretty naughty, though. I can see why his parents were leaving him at the park. There is free Wi-Fi here. Should I try? It would make our signal so much better. Just kidding. We have a pretty good signal. I gotta tell you, the geese are kind of mean too. They don't mess around. It's gonna be so nice to come back here. The lilies, I used an old picture that I had on my phone with the lilies, and they're all covered with mesh, but it's really stunning when they're here. It's great that people are able to rent a Swan boat on this beautiful Easter Sunday. Let's continue our walk. I feel like the lily pads are forming. Ducks are a little easier to chase around. I'm kidding, I would never do that. Should we go swimming? Here, I'm gonna get to a shady spot and check in with you guys up here. Hey Fiona, happy Easter. The view is amazing, Dagu. It's one of the coolest things about coming down here. Also, it's just really awesome that we have a park like this. Shade. Hey, Master Ninja. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I know you could be eating ham right now, possibly eating ham and watching this, or Tofurky, also acceptable. But thanks for watching. We're going to continue to walk. Please feel free to give us any one of those. Would be gratefully appreciated. Help support human content while we still exist, humans. I love the Echoplex, actually. I'm sorry, I'm catching up. I don't like Tofurky either, Amy. But I'm not judging if people want Tofurky. If I were gonna have a vegan Easter dinner, it would probably be like sides. I'm not a huge fan of tofu. I remember my aunt was a vegan, and I went home to Thanksgiving dinner one year, and she had made a Tofurky. Everything was vegan. That's the year I never went home for Thanksgiving anymore. I know that sounds sad, but I think my mother was much happier to not have to prepare anything and just go sit at a country club and not have to make Tofurky. Hey, Brenda. Brenda, it's nice to see you. Happy Easter. Do you eat tofu a lot? I can have tofu sometimes. I just wouldn't go out of my way to eat it. Again, it's a texture thing, but if it's like a soft, melty tofu, there's a restaurant in Honda Plaza, and it's kind of like a shabu kind of place, but they serve everything in courses. And they usually serve like some kind of delicious tofu plop almost. It almost looks like ricotta or something. Let's chill out here for a couple seconds. I'm gonna stand in some goose poop. There's something like tofu, and I can never remember the name of it, but it's like hard and it's a brick, and it's almost shredded, but it's still a brick, and I thought I really did step on goose poop. And it's, if you can remember the name, that'd be awesome. But it's, I I love it because it's like hash brown consistency, so I can pretend it's hash browns. Let's have an ambient moment here. It's saying, get away from my egg. It's hiding an egg in it, I'm sure. I feel like I should have brought some breadcrumbs. Can you feed them breadcrumbs? Ooh. I can't tell you how tempted I would be to just keep walking to downtown LA, which is not that far from here. However, I don't want to dupe you. And I think that would be a fun walk for another day because we actually have never done that before. That's what it is, Saitan. That's why I can't remember it. I love Saitan. But like I literally use it like it's a hash brown. Like fry it, a little ketchup. You know, I mean any authentic foodie just shut the channel off. Sorry. It's my American circumstance. Though Joe likes ketchup a lot more than I do. That's not a diss either. It's okay to like ketchup. Just don't spell it with a C. Catsup. That would be great. Angry Birds, right? Another staircase. I feel like if we walked up to this guy, we're just walking into the sun. From the Olympics, and it's definitely retouched. I feel like there was something else here before. It would be really nice to see Los Angeles pull the paint out and get some murals in the Olympics. So many of those murals were still left like in the early 2000s. When we were next to the 101 freeway by Alvera Street the other day, I kind of looked over. There used to be some murals from, God, it had to be the 80s down there. And they've covered up the walls of the freeway with fake vines so people can't spray paint on them. So a couple weeks ago when we went to the stairs and Victorian houses are Carroll Street's all straight ahead of us. I mean, a couple blocks over and a couple blocks in, not straight ahead of us. I like these little guys that just sit on top of the, skim the lilies. Sounds vaguely like an innuendo for something. I think we need to definitely. I feel like the city is cleaner than people think, but it always could use a good cleaning. Also, people could be neater themselves. Human beings stop throwing shit everywhere. I feel like we need to return to like 1970s commercials about caring for the planet and not being a litter bug. A little music moment, hopefully. I pocketed that in time. I love the little built-in benches in the walls. We passed one of them. It's like, I don't know whose legs were that short, or maybe there's like their children's benches. Oh. Okay. I want you to know that I love a good liberal cause. And I love signing a petition. However, I don't have time to talk to somebody 15 minutes when I'm live streaming about anything, because I have a one-track mind, which is to entertain you for the time and connect with you guys the time that we're together. So if this guy, I'm gonna walk back in the park, beautiful downtown LA, just a hop, skip, and a jump over the freeway. If this guy tries to get me to sign his clipboard, I'm gonna tell him I don't live here. Hopefully he doesn't watch. I do care about people getting money for things, though. So right now, for the next few minutes, I'm gonna speak in a totally made-up language. Es ist wunderbar. Dankeschön. That's not made up, that's actually German. He looked at me as I was walking by. Guten Tag. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Ça va bien? Ça va mal? Hopefully not mal. All right. Oh my God, Mary, congratulations. Mary is the newest. I didn't get an update this morning. I would have updated our chat. I will update when I get home. Congratulations. A year. You have joined the folks at a year. I think that deserves some fireworks. Real fireworks. Woo! Let me see if I can, let me know if you can see it. Mary, congratulations. Thank you so much for the support over the past year. You, BD, Cecilia, Joey B, our first 1 year people. Thank you so much for watching. Da-da-da. And thank you, all members. Let me just take a second, stand in the shade, catch a breeze. I don't know how people run in this. I really don't. And I'm pretty active. Yeah, for a while it was kind of a little messy over here. It's difficult to talk about because they really did a nice job of restoring the park somewhat. I don't know if the same could be said for helping the people that actually lived here, you know, or were living here, which is not a way to live. But hey, Kaye, hola. It's just a really weird, tricky, and sensitive subject, I think. The homeless situation. Hola, Vito. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Let's do a little walk in the sun. See, these kids are nice. They're just looking at that goose. No one's trying to kick it. I think a goose can bite really hard too. Maybe he... What a fun afternoon for them. And free. They got to come down here and feed the geese for free. Well, thank you so much for walking with us. I think I tried to figure out my mileage this past couple days. In a year, we walk a lot. I have like 9.2 miles a day. I think I downgraded average. So you have seen a lot of LA. Sometimes it's the same LA, but we've seen a lot of LA this past year. Thank you guys for joining us for that. We could have walked to Chicago and halfway back, but we instead just walked in a big circle over and over again.
No.
That music actually scared me for 1 second. The Swan Boat's only $13 an hour to rent, and really an hour is all you need. Joe and I did it to, oh my gosh, what was that celebration we did it for when we got our first 1,000 members? We came back here and rode the Swan Boats at night. So romantic in front of all 67 of you. It might have only been 35 of you. I can't remember. We were still pretty new when we hit 1,000. But look at us now, almost to 6,000. Thank you, anybody who has subscribed. I don't get to see it on my screen because we're broadcasting through an I forget the acronym for it. We're using Prism. Thank you guys for remembering to ask people to click and like. Really appreciate that. And I don't pay them to do that, so they're sincerely sweet. Thank you so much. All right, last lap. I kind of want to go out on that island so bad. I would love some of that drink. Oh my gosh, I love this too. That's pretty excellent. I don't think I can hold an ice cream without Joe. Don't you wish you came, Joe? A lovely way to spend Easter in the park. I'm glad I came, but without food. I have to go home and make a PBJ. Right, let's not, I almost said mac on, let's not like get up in these people exercising. I'm gonna take a slightly different way back, I think. We're heading back towards the junction right now. I'm gonna look for a shady alternative, so expect some side streets. Happy Easter! Ahmad Abbas! Hello, Ahmad. Happy to see you here. Oof. I'm gonna regret leaving this park with its shade and breeze. It really makes me just want to sit down somewhere with a cold one. That cold one would be a Diet Pepsi. I'm kidding. Be a Diet Coke. You guys, thank you so much for coming out with us today. We walk about 5 days a week in different parts of Los Angeles. Tomorrow we're going to be in Hollywood. I like going to Hollywood in the evening, golden hour. A couple side streets and off the strip, but we'll definitely walk down the strip and check it out. And if it's your first time here, please like, chat, and subscribe. It really helps us with the algorithm. You can always unsubscribe later if you want. Pretty legendary restaurant up here, closing after, I don't know, 99 years or something. Taix. I don't think it's 99 years, but it's so historic, this restaurant. It actually, the square is named after it. And I think, I've never been here, I think it was famous for French onion soup. It's called Taix. Tay, I guess, it's French. Oh, we got new members. Osgay. Osgay, thanks so much. Here is a cute puppy. Thanks so much. Wow. Woo! Oh wait, we got more hearts. Because who doesn't love some hearts? Thank you so much. Welcome, new members. We will update our members for our very next stream tomorrow. You will see your name on the thank you. Anybody? Taix. Has anybody eaten here? Where's LA Unknown today? Are you there? I feel like you surely have eaten at Tay. It's sad, I'm sure, but it really looks like the kind of restaurant that people don't go to anymore. They have a flea market there. We've gone to a flea market, not in the restaurant, but in the parking lot. And also this little shop over here is part of it. Hey, Oscar, that was really sweet. Thank you so much. We are about 45 minutes away from Sunset Junction, heading back into Silver Lake. I think we're going to stay on the same side of the street. We'll walk the other side sometime. It's just too sunny for Grandpapa. So we've had memberships for a year, and we are kind of souping them up a little bit because for a while we just had a couple of people at the top and everybody at the bottom, so we didn't do as much for the people at the top. So we're starting that. We're also doing something for the people in the middle. Special. We're also gonna have a sticker pack. I've been talking to Joe about that. I don't know how we're gonna execute it, but for members, kind of like the emoji stickers, but you can use them not here, and it would be a free thing for members. love Canada, Brenda. Thank you for being here. I always love to see you. It's crazy how many things that used to be theaters we walk by, and it's crazy to think that we could sustain all these little theaters. Well, actually we didn't have TV and the internet, so. What do you think it would take to get people to go to the movies again? I mean, some of the movies are good. And I think people see the movies that I don't think that I would see, like cartoon movies or sequels. Well, that's stupid because I've seen all 3 of the Sonic movies. So Begonia, I really wish I had seen that in the theater. It's now on my queue. Somebody, Derek, maybe, donated to us, so I'm gonna watch that. I was gonna watch it last night, probably. But like, why? I should have seen that in the theater. Oh, we saw 28 somethings later in the theater. I think that was the last movie we saw in the theater, actually. Hey, Christopher. Well, there was this movie that, but the thing is, when you watch a lot of YouTube, you get movie previews, right? And they kind of can convince you, if you see a preview enough, like to want to see the movie. There was a movie, I thought, oh, I would like to see that. And it was called, it was about a podcast and scary sounds. I can't remember, I think it was called Scary Sounds. But we saw that commercial for months, and I was like, I want to see that. I love that kind of supernatural, scary movie. But I didn't even see it. You're right, lower prices. So at El Capitan last month, that's the Disney Theater in downtown Hollywood. I don't know if they're doing it this month, but if they are, I'm definitely gonna try to scrape together $5. But you can see a movie on Tuesdays for $5 at the El Capitan Theater. It's usually like a classic Disney jam. I think the last one was Oliver and Company, but before that there were 3 others that I kind of wouldn't have minded seeing. Oliver and Company I'm not familiar with. No, Test Tickle. I do remember So Fine though. But I get it now. Was that really a movie? Did I just say that? The previews are loud. What I really hate now is the fact that there are commercials sometimes. I don't want a commercial. I came to the movies. I paid $99. Oh my gosh, $23. When I was a kid, I would go to the movies and my mother would give me, oh my God, I'm like a grandpa telling you, in the 30s we got Tootsie Rolls for a halfpenny. Anyway, like my mom would give me $3 to go to the movies, and that would buy me a movie ticket, a soda, and candy from CVS or popcorn. Like, I think if it's $23, they should throw in the popcorn or something, like a show. I know that back to the El Capitan, the movies are expensive there, but I feel like going to see a movie there is worth it because the theater is insanely gorgeous and it's Disney owned, so everything is perfect about it. They have a guy come out of the floor and play an organ at the beginning of the movie. It's a little show. It's worth, that would be worth $23 to me. You're paying to watch people perform before a movie and just to sit in that theater. But if I were gonna pay that much to see a movie, I gotta say this. It's gotta be something that I know I'm gonna love, maybe something I've already seen before. Like, I would pay $23 to see something on the big screen that I'd never seen on the big screen before in a classic movie house. I've got a lot of conditions for paying that $23, but I think it's okay. So what I don't really understand the movie business, despite us walking towards the giant Hollywood sign. Movies don't make money in the theaters, really, do they? Like, they make more money when they're released later on. We saw 28 Weeks Later. That's the last movie we saw. Before that, we saw Sonic 3. Oh my gosh. That is pretty cool. Remember there was also something called Movie Pass? And you could go to unlimited, they went bankrupt, but you could go to like a bunch of movies every month. I always wanted to do that. It would have been nicer when the ArcLight was open. I feel like that's the closest movie theater to me, really. Let's see if the brunch scene has calmed down yet. Do you remember the last movie you saw, Body Knowledge? When I was a kid, going to the movies was like a weekly or like a couple months we would go to the movies. I also think that my mother would just bring us to the movies for a break. I think she's the one that said, you know, when that movie's over, you can sneak in the back door to the other theater and see a whole other movie. I'm kidding, she never said that. But I think definitely like dropping me off at the movies was a break. Oh my gosh, she could not afford to drop me off at the movies. No. I'm sure for kids it's like $13 to go to the movies, but that's really expensive. Thank you. Happy Easter, or happy day if you're not a celebrator. Thanks for walking with us. We are walking in LA. And if you don't mind, like, subscribe and chat. It's less fattening than ham. Phantom of the Opera. Was it the original Phantom of the Opera? That's kind of cool to say the last movie I saw is Phantom of the Opera, as long as you're not referring to the one from like the 30s, right? Although that was pretty cool. We do have a lot of independent movie theaters. In fact, we have the Vista is not far from where we live, which is owned by Quentin Tarantino. And the New Beverly Cinema. A little further. We could kind of walk. We could walk to the. We walk everywhere. We could walk to the Vista. Probably. That's just the cost on the other end is pretty expensive. $23 is more than I spend on my daily food, probably. Special. Was that good? I love Antonio Banderas. I never saw that. Is it a total musical? I don't always love total musicals like Les Mis. Even The Wizard of Oz, like I love The Wizard of Oz, but there were moments where I was like, eh. I'll check it out. I loved all of the Almodovar films that he did. Antonio Banderas. I loved Almodovar. Almodovar films are really great. I kind of forgot about them. I feel like he got some really cool characters acting, and it was almost an Andy Warhol-like assemblage of people working for Almodovar. Big Mama is about to deliver the new album. Oh. Big Mama. I don't know who Big Mama is, I don't think. Maybe I do. Oof. The sidewalk is a little uneven and I keep like skidding out like I can't walk properly. Wow. San Francisco Golden Gate Park. A lot of concerts.
No.
Sorry, it's a commentary.
Easy.
Everybody kind of wants to pull off the next Coachella, I guess. I think like though he had a lot of everybody in that movie, in his movies, Almodovar movies, was kind of just like a little interesting looking. Like Antonio Banderas, young Antonio Banderas, he was like cute and interesting looking also, you know? Not just like a regular cutie. Happy Easter, Ariella. Mel Gibson had a moment for sure. I think my hair was kind of Mel Gibsoning like 4 months ago. Mullet style. Now it's beyond that. I don't know if you've seen my shadow. It's a Carlos III. He is for sure nutty now. It's just so tricky because there are just so many people I love that are nutty now. And you have to separate the art from the artists sometimes. By the way, if you're here and you're also on Twitch sometimes, feel free to to follow us there. That's our side gig, just in case we get canceled over here. We've at least got Twitch as a backup. And if you're the one person on Twitch, I know who you are, Jeff. I can see your chat here, so feel free to join the chat. Don't be that lonely Twitcher. We're happy to have you.
He offered.
Oh my God, Joe and I went into a Jackbox deep dive last night after we finished playing. We found the game that there was a guy, Steve. I don't think he's in our chat, but it was one of Joe's subscribers. How about that? And he suggested it to us and we found it. It looks kind of fun. We're gonna try to, we have another Jackbox that Joe kind of wants to play. But we're gonna try to buy another one because it was really fun to have interactive game time. And some of you were hilarious. There were a couple of people that were a little risque, but it's not my channel, so go crazy over there. I do know the word limerence. I feel like I've had that feeling before. It's like organon is another fantastic word. That's right there with limerence. Limerence, organon. That's okay, you were very funny also. Everybody was pretty funny. And I mean, honestly, like, nobody was riskier than that guy. Joey boy. Thanks for following me on Twitch. I can see who follows me on Twitch. That's awesome, but not YouTube. Right? There were a ton of Joes last night. But which Joe was the real Joe? I don't know what OS is, but you never know. Anyone can win. Anyone can win. Anyone can win. Name that song. I feel like it's a Jay Dilla. Anyone can win. Anyone can win. It's a sample from like a 80s or 70s song. JoJo was the one we wondered about the most, because Joe thought it was maybe someone from his family. Because the pizza, I think the pizza comment was kind of specific. But we talk about Joe's pizza skills all the time on the channel. So we thought you were one of his brothers, or perhaps his sister. Also, I call him JoJo sometimes, but never on the stream, and I think Someone from his family does also. I never call him Jojo Siwa though. I'd stop at the second Joe and leave it at that. Okay. Is the beef noodle soup fantastic? I feel like we've almost ordered from Pine and Crane a few times. I don't know what stopped us. I sometimes when we like order takeout and it's like $60, we don't really do that often, but I feel like that's like, I could make whatever I'm buying for a couple days. I mean, I don't have a deep fat fryer, so. But most anything. Maybe not a croquembouche also.
But I think because it's gonna be raining.
All right, once more through the den of diners. I'll walk really slow. Count the dirty looks I get. I make no eye contact. I look down. I look at the screen like I'm filming myself and smile a lot. I'm smiling. I'm waving to the screen like it's filming me. Hey, you guys. Now I'm wrapping my nails on a product. I would even go for a creature creation right now, like that Wizard Sundae. Joe, can I bring you a Wizard Sundae home? Would you like a Wizard Sundae? I might want the Witch Sundae. The Witch Sundae probably comes with mint ice cream. I would love a red foam. I would like a red foam. I actually kind of need something for my gimbal finger. I've developed I'm not going to show you because it's horrifying to see. In my model perfect hands, I've developed sort of a callus from where I hold the gimbal. I've shown it a couple times. I'm actually starting a GoFundMe to have surgery for it. I'm joking. I asked ChatGPT what I should do about it. It said nothing. Right? A lot of stuff is closed though too, but the places that are open have picked up the business. I really should have used more sunscreen. I feel like it's worn off because I sweat so much. I called it sunscreen instead of suntan lotion for the first time without stopping myself. It's something to mark on your calendar. All right, we're almost back to the junction. We're a couple blocks away. I'm gonna probably, is that really 45 minutes? Off a little more. So as for theaters, we were talking about the only theater open in this area, unless there is something I don't know about, is straight ahead of us. It is the Vista Theater, owned by Quentin Tarantino. And it's a really interesting history. If any of you are new members, I have done a member story on the Vista Theater. It's been a porn palace, a propaganda theater, and now it's run by none other than Quentin Tarantino, and they only show film. That's pretty cool. $12.25 for kids. Like, I almost feel like you should offer cheaper prices for kids. Like, if the parent comes with them, you know? I don't know why I'm crossing the street. But I think they saw me and didn't care. A corn palace. They basically had movies about corn, cornography, I think they call it. The first movie to show there when they switched it over was called Maze. It was a love story.
I could get that.
Almost
Like 6 laces.
I really didn't say corn, by the way. I used a different word. It rhymes. Look at that little old house on the hill right there. Children of the Corn. That was a pretty scary movie. I mean, I definitely was scared of cornfields. I did once go camping in Nebraska and woke up in cornfields, and it was pretty scary. I'm gonna Sorry, just trying to not keep pace with a person and walk a little faster so that I'm not filming them from behind for 45 minutes. This is a really cool little sort of grouping of buildings, sort of commercial space. And like, this is probably one of the nicest bars ever right here. Bar Stella. That's where Lovecraft was, the place that used to convert Mercedes into to oil cars, refried oil cars, fry oil cars. Wait, I'm in the, gotta be careful. I'm in the sun. I can't read. Some poison ivy on my style. Look, it's the Hollywood sign, and a little to the right of it we can see Griffith Observatory. I'm about to sign off in a couple minutes. I'm not sure. Joe, are you gonna launch? Maybe send me a text message. I can't see the screen right now. I think Joe might be gaming, and you guys might have voted for it. Sometimes it takes him an extra second. The only time I ever got a refund at the theater was when it was like the summertime in Boston. Shoot, so humidly disgusting. And my apartment, of course, had no air conditioning. And the only respite was going to the movie theater. And we went to the movie theater, and I can't remember which one. It was like off Mass Ave, and they had no air conditioning. So we complained, and we actually got free movie tickets, but we waited for the end of the movie. Oh, gotcha. Well, I'll just walk a little more. I've got to go most of this way anyway. There's certainly no Easter basket waiting for me, nothing for me to rush home to like candy. Which is okay. I probably should be careful. I always feel like I have a doctor's appointment next week, or the 13th, and I always feel like the days before I get really crazy about how much sugar I intake because I don't want to like come up on the diabetes meter or whatever. I know that's how it works. Oh my gosh, that's a win, Amy. The best part about getting those free movie passes is I'm not the one that complained. My friend was. I had a friend that was really good at getting their way. She used to, get this, fly out of Logan Airport and park her car for like a week, come back and tell the conductor she lost her ticket and would just have to pay for the lost ticket. So instead of $25 a day, it was like, I don't know, $20 for a lost ticket. That's pretty smart and clever. So we're back on Route 66. I'm gonna walk down this little shady, I love this little street. There's like a fun witchcraft store up over here. It has a name, but I can't remember. It used to be over here, and now this is, or maybe this isn't anymore. There's like a yoga spot over here, which is cool. It's a community yoga spot that you can pay what you can afford. So that was a couple months ago. I took their flyer. I've never gone. I wonder if they're still in business. Pay what you afford seems, yeah, sign is still up. Kundalini Silver Lake. I love Kundalini. It's my favorite. I believe it. Did he give them... I don't think I've ever asked for my money back for food that was made improperly or the like. I don't have that in me. Or even returning stuff to stores. Like, I work out what I'm gonna say in my head in case it goes sideways. I'm really stumbling through this sidewalk because it's so uneven. I wonder how much this lot would be. It's like prime real estate. This area is called, I think, Virgil Village. We might be in Virgil Village. It's an area they don't talk about. I've lived in Virgil Village. And honestly, I never heard of anybody call it Virgil Village before I lived there. I think I'm gonna have a seat here before I sign off. Hopefully somebody doesn't come out and yell at me for sitting in there. No sleeping. No fire. Okay, that's perfect. I'll just sit here. I'll pretend to sit here on this bench because I didn't want to dirty my shorts. So I am going to sign off now. Thank you so much. I'm going to also go buy that water. Thank you for the dono. Oh my God, I just discovered something new. This bench, sorry.
I mean, it's possible that they are amazing.
I'm going to sign off right now. You guys enjoy the rest of your Easter. Thank you so much for being here. I guess Joe is playing something. I'm not sure. I'll be there soon. I wish you the best blessings and everything for your awesome day. Thank you, members. We will be updating that very shortly. And I'll see you tomorrow. Live stream. Hollywood. Thank you for watching. Good night, sweet dreams. Good afternoon. Bye, Brenda. Get ready to draw. Oh my gosh. Fun. Bye.